like one of my siblings had an altercation, I would also be like sitting there. But no, actually, I probably wouldn't do that because I would be with my sibling and I would be asking them why they quit in front of the world like that and embarrassed our family on ESPN. But that's just me, you know what I'm saying? He decided to come talk shit to me and whatever, bro. You know what I'm saying? I'm surprised they let him in the building, but that's just me. All right, thank you guys. Y'all have a wonderful day.
For your family.
My man, congrats on that win. Most fights, most strikes, 7-1 underdog, making everybody mad. What else is left to do now?
I continue to make everybody mad. So, I mean, it was a good fight, man. I'm not gonna lie. He came out orthodox, and I was like, okay, we kind of prepared for that, but we expected him to stay southpaw. Then jab was kind of landing. I was wondering. I was like, man, why is jab landing kind of good? He went right-handed, so given the fact that he's southpaw, that was dominant hand, and he was able to pop him up a little faster. But once I got his timing down and stuff, I think my head movement did pretty good, and yeah, and kind of messed up his timing.
You were able to go there and give us those 15 minutes. People were going crazy talking about it online, man. It was just the OSP show. But what I was most impressed with is that you made him fight your fight. How did you guys accomplish that? Because he stood right there where you needed him at your range, and you were able to just, let your hands go.
I couldn't I couldn't give him a chance to go forward. The thing about me is I do good going backwards. I can fight going backwards. If you put Kennedy on his heels or whatnot, he don't do too good going backwards. But also too, with him, if you get him going, he can start letting his hand goes. Now there was a couple of times he started letting his hand go. I was like, all right, cool. By down to my mouth, he started going forward. When I started doing that, I started landing my shots and whatnot. And even doing that fumble situation when we were in and whatnot, and I've knocked people out one punch before. I've watched Kennedy fights. A lot of times when he hits somebody or finish him with a TKO, it's he kind of have to throw a couple more punches after that. I know I don't need to do that because I caught him with a good, was it an uppercut that I caught him with that kind of dropped him. I was going to try to jump on him, and I was like, okay, be careful because he's good at withstanding the storm, and then after that he comes back and start picking people up apart. So kind of had to watch out for that.
And that's awesome. Was that part of the game plan, OSP, to put him on his heels?
I mean, that was
What
part
was
of the
the
game
game plan
plan to stay in his heels. Preferably would have took him down to the ground and finish him that way. But he's long, man. He's kind of like that awkward long type deal where, it's kind of hard to get up under. He did a good job moving around. He did a good job, changing his stance and whatnot. And every time he changed his stance, I capitalized on that with the leg kicks.
It's not an OSP fight if there isn't somebody banged up, cut, bleeding. What's going on with the hand? What happened?
It's just my thumb. They just taking precautions and whatnot. More than likely, I just kind of jammed it up. It usually happens.
That's what's up, man. And off of this performance, people are gonna want to see you again, defy time, make more records. How soon do you want to get back in here?
Man, I'm trying to fight 2 more times this year. I'll beat you to the question. I'm trying to fight 2 more times this year.
Well, I will beat people to the stands and watch you fight. Congratulations. Well done, sir.
Thank you.
I just got one back here. I just want to know what was going through your head in that third round. You've obviously been in a lot of wars to your career, but that was easily one of the best rounds of the year so far. So what were you thinking when you guys were just going back and forth?
Man, to be honest, again, like I knew, like he don't have that one knockout power, and he was landing shots, I was landing shots, and actually my train, actually my trainer's wife Taylor, the other day, not the other day, probably about 2 weeks ago, we were doing something. She's like, you can do anything for 5 minutes. If you do it 5 minutes, you can do anything in 5 minutes. And I was like, all right, cool. If you want to be in the phone booth for 5 minutes, we can do that. And I was like, I'm going to make it a fight. And I was like, I'm not going to go down. And, you know, we stayed in there. I know he was getting tired hitting me, and I wasn't going to get tired of hitting him.
Congrats on the win.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Canelo against her?
Well, congratulations. How are you feeling after a performance like that?
It feels great. Feels like, my first win in the main event, and the fight was excited for me. I have to rewatch it, but many things happening there, and all together, fight like this, back in the win column, feels awesome. Feels great.
Did the fight go the way that you had anticipated going?
Well, I actually apply everything we were working on with my team. We were planning to feel his power a little bit in this stand-up, and whenever it would be too risky, just go for wrestling and grappling. And it was a little bit too risky because of that cut and everything. Once the cut happened, I just knew I need to rush it forward because I didn't know how bad it is, and it might stop me from fighting. And so I rushed forward to take him down and work really hard on the submission because I just want to, finish him with the punches. But his head is very hard. He didn't care about any of my punches from the back. So coach started yelling to switch to submission, and I did.
You joked with us at Media Day that you were going to avoid his hands against your face, but you didn't mention the elbows. So now you have to mention them both next time.
Yeah, but I didn't knew that he was very good at that elbow. But I just actually that brings me a little bit more happiness. Being in kind of a brawl with him, it's like it's a fighting business. So whenever it comes like this, and after the win, you just feel happy. So I'm actually kind of happy in being this one.
Was there anything about him that surprised you?
Well, for sure, the toughness when I was on his back and was hitting hard there. I don't know how many punches was that, but I was feeling like they really pretty heavy, and he didn't care about them at all. He didn't look like like that changing anything for me. He would be still defending himself. So that's the thing. But I knew he was very tough. I knew he will be there till the end, till I make him, quit.
Did you feel him go out completely?
I didn't. I just hear him making some noises of choking and make his skin changing color. But I don't know if he got out but as I feel like a referee steps in and stop the fight. But I don't know if he got out or he tapped.
What's next for you? When do you think you're going to fight again? Do you have an opponent in mind? We couldn't hear your post-fight back here, so I don't know if you called anyone out. But
I actually didn't bring any name because just really want to focus on this one, big back in a winning column. So right now I don't have anyone in my mind, but anyone in top 10 would be great. Right now, it's more like a celebration, and that's it.
are you going to celebrate with a shoey?
No, because I'm not. I didn't do it. That's not my tradition. But it was very a lot of emotions after it. So if I would bring the shoey there, I would do it. But yeah, he didn't want to.
So maybe you're celebrating the fact that you didn't have to do a shoey.
So say again.
Maybe you're going to celebrate the fact that you didn't have to do the shoey.
Also, that's the one thing. Right now, emotion are a little bit lower, so I wouldn't do it.
Thank you.
Did you get a chance to talk to him afterwards? Did you guys exchange any words?
Yeah, just words of respect. Pretty much. There's not much to to say, but I just appreciate him to be there and bring that heavy fight for me.
I was going to say, this whole fight week, you guys have been very cordial. Do you like that sort of stuff? I mean, do you like that it's better where both fighters don't go in there carrying any animosity and just going out there and it's a sporting event? Or are you the kind that you don't mind if there's some trash talk and there's some animosity going in?
Honestly, I don't mind trash talk, but not in my fights.
Yeah.
I actually enjoy some fighters doing trash talk, but whenever it comes naturally for them, you can tell, and it's really fun. But it's not happening much in the heavyweight division. I rather be in a fight with somebody who not doing this, and I really like this, respecting each other's style more.
Who do who? Give me an example of someone that you like whose trash talk is good that's either funny or not. Who in the UFC is doing it right?
Well, I thought, for example, Michael Bisping's trash talk was really funny for me. I found it funny.
And you mentioned that, once you saw the blood, that the matter switched. It looked like I could see at one point you touched your head and you looked at your hand, saw a lot of the blood. Was it immediately that quick where you said, all right, I need to switch this and I need to take this down?
It's some kind of things that comes a little bit so quick that you don't think about it. It just happened, and I just felt it there that this blood coming, and I feel it might be bad. So it happens just right away. I didn't have an opportunity to think about it. Is it right or no?
And you're thinking at least that the rankings between the two of you will switch. In the UFC rankings, he was 9, you were number 10. You think at least you should be number 9? Do you think this performance maybe could push you higher?
I wouldn't mind. I just don't do the rankings. But I'll always say that we fight for only one spot in rankings. So I don't care that much. But whatever brings me higher, that would be cool.
And he's a fan favorite. People love seeing him. I know the UFC likes to keep throwing him in there, but this is 4 losses in a row for him. Some people online are questioning whether the UFC is still the right place for him. Do you think that he still fits with the heavyweight division, or do you think that there's maybe the possibility that his best days are over?
I think there was other fighters who has more losses, and UFC still keep them because they are funny to watch. And I think Tai deserved it because he brings the fun fights, and fans love it. Sometimes whenever you put it's a show. Whenever you put on a show, you just should have a more opportunity for this one.
Congrats on the victory.
Thank you.
Congrats on the phenomenal performance. A tough fighter who came at you and threw some big blows, and you were able to put him away. Now that everything is over and you could kind of reflect, what's the thing that stands out the most? You were on the poster, you're in the main event in Las Vegas, but now you're like, okay, this is real. Like, I'm on my way.
I think what means the most, it's the fight, the scenario of the fight, because it was a little bit crazy. Much stuff happening there, and that's the coolest thing. Other stuff too, like the main event, everything. But the ways this fight happened, that's really feels very good for me because it was I think was excited, and sometimes heavyweights don't do that.
It for sure was it was a very fun fight as long as it lasted. You were still patient in there, even with all the chaos. You were able to throw some shots, kind of put him where you needed him, and then you perfectly timed the takedown. Work, and then bam, just got him there. That had to be part of the plan. You didn't want to take it to 3, 4, 5. You're like, as soon as I get you there, I'm going to get you out of here. Is that correct?
Yeah. That's what we work on, and there's takedown, pressing him against the defense was one of it. Although at first I didn't succeed because there was so much blood in my hands, and it slipped, so I have to adjust it. Once I adjusted, I just take him down, and I just felt like this is my area. But he was pretty strong, and he was still hanging there and tried to stand up. So it wasn't easy to hold him there.
Excellent, sir. And last for me, you mentioned on media day when you talked to us how you had talked to the family, the wife, like, oh, sorry, we can't go on vacation. I'm kind of doing the main event. So now how do you celebrate? You got that bonus too tonight. Yeah. So that really kind of pays off, right? I think they're not going to be as mad at you anymore that you didn't have to get the vacation.
Yeah, I rescheduled everything, and I'm flying to French Polynesia tomorrow. So that's as simple as that.
That's awesome. Well, congrats on the win. Congrats on the big bonus. Well done, sir.
Thank you.
I've got one more over here for you. I didn't notice this, but it looks like Jairzinho has called you out. I'm curious if that's a fight that interests you. I know he's a little bit lower in the rankings, but
I kind of feel like I always been a fighter who never reject the fights. So if UFC, but I'm not the one who responds exactly for him. But if UFC wants to do it, I will agree. But I'd rather have someone higher ranking.
How do you see that fight going? If you guys were, I know you were booked before with him. How would you see that fight playing out now?
well, similar than this one, but the thing is, I a little bit owe it to the Jairzinho because our fight was scheduled like I don't know, a year ago or so, and I have to reschedule it, and then I pull off from the fight because I had some healthy issue. So that's maybe the fight I will have to do it like to make it right for him.
Oh yeah, just one. When I hear the music that you walked out to, being from Europe, I think of Vladimir Klitschko. Was it a nod to Vladimir at all? Walking out to
It's funny because I got it from Vladimir. He walked out. What was the one of his fights, the Wembley Arena in London? He walked out there, and I heard his music, and I really like it, and that's why I use it in my walkouts.
Have you ever spoken to him at all?
No, I don't know him personally.
Yeah, and with Tai Tuivasa, he's lost 4 in a row now, but you weathered an early storm to get through him and get the win. Where do you think Tai should go from here after this loss to you?
I don't know. I think he's bringing exciting fights. That's as I said, and I think he still deserves the place to fight. I wouldn't mind. I know people saying, this guy, like there would be some kind of a rules that if you have 4 losses, you have to go, or this. Everyone has, I think everyone is different type, and I see him still there. Deserve one more shot.
Congrats on the win. Enjoy French Polynesia.
Thank you so much.
Marcin, you had a new hairstyle for this fight. I gotta ask, was there a story behind it or anything?
Everyone is actually making fun of this hairstyle, and it's not a big secret. I'm just getting bald a little bit, and this side getting much more bald. So I try to keep some on the other side of my head, and that's the thing.
And then, of course, you got a cut on the bald side.
Huh?
You got a cut on the bald side now.
You mean the cut?
Yeah.
Yeah. I actually have one on this. I just don't know where are they now, but yeah, I'm just getting bald because of getting older.
Still winning though.
Yeah.
Congrats, man.
Thanks. Yeah, that's it. Thank you.